So before I get into this, I just have to say, if at any point I'm not speaking very well, I have just put on some of this. It's Orajel. I've got a wisdom tooth coming through at the back of my throat, and my pharmacist recommended this and he gave me the extra strength one. But now the right hand side of my mouth, basically my tongue, feels like I've had like a numbing injection at the doctor's, and I feel a bit like blah, blah, blah. So apologies for that. Probably wasn't the best idea to do that before doing a video, but time is short, so I'm just gonna roll with it. So I'm starting off with some face cream, and this is the Body Shop Vitamin E Moisture Cream. So once I have put my face cream on, I'm just going to let that sit for a minute and then I will get on to the makeup. So the next thing I'm going to go in with is this, and it's the Laura Mercier Foundation Primer in Radiance. This is probably my third tube of this. If you've seen makeup videos that I've done before, I absolutely love this stuff. And obviously I'm no expert. Everybody does their makeup differently, everybody uses different tools, like has different techniques and stuff, but this for me makes me feel like I have that like pregnancy glow without having to be pregnant and being sick all the time. So I quite like it. And I've just put a pea-sized amount on my face. I've just dotted it around like cheeks, forehead, chin, and I'm just going to smooth it into the skin, and it just adds a really nice lit from within glow. So that's that done, and then I go on to foundation. So in terms of foundation, something that I've been loving recently is the Fresh Nude foundation, again from the Body Shop. Not sponsored, by the way, I just really like the brand. But I don't know if you can see here comparatively, it's much lighter than this one here, which is the YSL Touche Eclat Le Tan foundation, and this was the bottle that I had the previous summer. But this one is just too light for me now, so I've moved on to this, and I have to say, having not used it for I would say about a good 8 months, something like that, I'm reminded why this is my favourite foundation, and now I feel like I don't want to use anything else. I'm not going to say that the Body Shop one isn't good, because it's great, especially in a budget as well, but this, I just, every time I put it on at the moment, it works really well with my skin. I feel like the colours are a really good match for me, and I love the effect it has on my skin in general. I like to apply it with my fingers. I always apply with my fingers most of the time. I always wash my hands before I do my makeup, just because I find brushes sometimes just absorb a lot of the product, and when I'm rushing in the morning and trying to get ready, I feel like my hands are actually the most effective way of doing my makeup. I feel like it's just quicker, and less tools is good for me because it's less things that I need to repurchase and less things that I need to wash as well, because I hate washing my brushes. So I'm just gently rubbing that into the skin, all over, and then just a little bit down my neck just to blend through. I don't put loads on, I put like one pump on and spread it around my face just to evenly cover out any like discoloration and that kind of thing, because I do get like redness here, and I have dark circles which will need a little bit more work because I'm always tired at the moment with these children. I'm not going to go into that because you don't need to hear me moaning about lack of sleep, do you? So that is my foundation done. And then again, I'm going to go in with a product that I haven't used since the summer, and it's the Tarte Shape Tape. My other concealer of choice is the Too Faced one, the Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer, but again, this is too light for me at the moment, so I'm using this, and I've actually fallen in love with it again, so I'm quite enjoying using that. And I'm just going to take the applicator here and put a little bit under each eye. Apologies for using the viewfinder as a mirror, but otherwise I can't see what I'm doing. And just around my nose and on my nose, just underneath my chin. I always get a little bit of redness there. And then here is where my hyperpigmentation is from a particularly bad hormonal breakout, so putting it there, and on my forehead because I have a strawberry birthmark here which faded significantly, but it still comes out now and again. If I'm stressed as well, you'll see it like come through on my skin. So I'm just gonna quickly massage that in, and then I will be back. So at this point, if I'm in a rush in the morning before the school run, I will mainly after this just powder like I'm going to in a second. Sometimes I'll stick a bit of blush on and then just like smooth my eyebrows out, and that is it, and I'm good to go. I don't always put like full face of makeup on anymore at the moment, mainly because 3 children is, at least for me, a lot more children than 2, and it's just a lot more difficult. And I find like the older I get as well, the less bothered I am about looking like perfect all the time, or at least as perfect as I can look. But anyway, I'm going to go quickly in now with the Rimmel Stay Matte Pressed Powder in Translucent. I'm just using a big fluffy brush, and I'm just using this to set my makeup very, very loosely. I don't use loads because I don't really like the powdery look, and I never really have done. And then what I'm going to go in with is something that I've spoken about in a few favourites videos before, and it is this, and it's the Laura Mercier Translucent Loose Setting Powder in Glow. Now, the reason why I don't use this all over my face at the moment is because obviously it's, I don't know if you can see, but it is actually sunny outside, and this does give you a glow. But I feel like if you are going to get a little bit sweaty or it's quite warm, I feel like it can give you quite a shiny look. So what I tend to do is just put a tiny bit of this, and I mean a tiny bit of this, like on my cheek areas and anywhere where I'm less likely to get a bit like glowy naturally anyway. And you know what, this is on the pricier side of things that I own, but I've had this ages and there is so much product in there, and I honestly think it's a really, really good purchase. I've raved about it before. It makes me feel brilliant. And I just put that like over my cheeks, and then any of the excess I dust lightly over my face, and then, you know, I've got a nice base to work with them. I really, really like it. So next up, I'm gonna contour, and this is a really affordable little contour palette actually. It's the NYX Highlight and Contour Pro palette, and I mainly use these two shades here, but I'm just going to dab my contour brush, this is just a Real Techniques one, into those two middle colours, and then I'm going to contour my face. And just at that precise moment I had to change batteries because I got the red flashing battery logo of doom. But yeah, I'm just going to take this, and it's kind of that whole E and 3 shape. I don't spend too long and I don't overly contour. I just, as I said before, I have a really round moon-like face, and I like the definition it gives. So once contour's done, I then go on to blush. This Becca palette I've spoken about before. This was a Christmas present of my brother and his girlfriend Nikki. Nikki did a very good job because I love it, and it's the Après Ski Glow Face palette, and I am going to mix together the Winterberry blush and the Brushed Copper blush. Just really like them, and you know, when you get a nice fancy gift like this, I try and use it as much as I can, so make good use of it. And as you can tell, I really love this highlighter in the middle, so I'm just tapping onto both of them very lightly because it's really pigmented, and then I'm just going to dust it on the apples of my cheek. Oh, I have a mirror here, so I'm going to use this. And then while I have this open, I'm going to go in with the highlighter, which one I just showed you. This is called Opal, and it is absolutely beautiful, and when it runs out I'll be very sad, but it might actually encourage me to purchase a standalone Becca highlight. So if any of you have used them before and you can recommend one of them for me to try, I quite like the champagne colours of this one, let me know. So I'm just going to take this little highlighter brush. It's a Morphe one, it's the R31, and I'm just going to dust that on the tops of my cheekbones, and then I dab a tiny little bit on the end of my nose, and then I also do a little bit on my Cupid's bow. So the main reason I decided to do this video is that I've had a lot of messages recently about my eye makeup, which is really nice of you, and what I've mainly been using is the Naked Reloaded palette, which I think again actually I featured in a favourites, and I'm really loving these colours here, as you can see, and I quite like wearing like bronzy rose gold colours when it gets to spring and summer, because I just find like it suits me and they're quite easy to use as well. So I'm going to start with this Old Faithful elf brush that I use all the time for my crease, and what I'm going to do is start with the darker colour here called Burn, and then I'm going to move on to Reputation as well. So I'm going to get my mirror back from this Becca palette and get to work. So if you can see here, I've literally done like just enhanced the shape of my crease really, and it looks a bit clown-like at the moment, but then I'm going to take a big fluffy brush and blend that up to sort of like nearer towards my eyebrow socket, and then just soften it a little bit so it's not quite so harsh. And then I'm going to go in with Reputation, as I said, and I'm just going to use a flat shadow brush for that, nothing fancy, and this is just kind of a lighter sort of rosy version of this first colour that I put on, and they're just therefore really easy to blend together. And then I'm just going to take that blending brush again and just combine the two quite nicely. Then while I'm here, I'm going to just take some of that highlight from before and put it in my inner corners just to brighten that area up a little bit and make my eyes look a little bit more wide awake and less tired. So next up, I'm going to move on to my eyebrows, and this is the Anastasia Beverly Hills I don't know the full name of it, but I will leave it linked down below. And you basically just brush it through your brows, and they're a little bit more natural then. Like, you don't have to worry too much about the shape. You just have to make sure that you don't have too much of the product on the brush, because otherwise it can be a little bit harder to work with. But I simply just brush it through, and I do really little strokes and just try and shape my brows into a tidier shape, add a bit more definition, and I find it really easy to use, and I'm really glad that I've started using it. So that's my brows done, and now I'm just going to quickly go on to my eyeliner and mascara, and then I'll choose something for my lips. Now, my favourite eyeliner, which I'm never ever going to stray from again, is the Stila Stay All Day Waterproof Gel Eyeliner, or Liquid Eyeliner, sorry. It's brilliant and it lasts really well. It's very black, and I find it really easy to use, and I've tried a lot of these over the years because I feel like eyeliner is quite like a signature look for me, and this is by far the best. And I'm gonna have to look into the mirror over here because I have like quite round eyes, and they're like slightly hooded, and if I try and do it without stretching my eye out slightly, which I know is bad for your eye skin, you don't need to tell me off, I can't do it as well. So this is basically what I do, and I'm so quick at doing it this way, and I've been doing it like this for years. So that's my eyeliner done, and then for mascara I'm gonna go with the L'Oreal Paradise Ecstatic mascara. This is fantastic. I also have the white primer version of this if I want to really add a bit of oomph to my lashes, but that's more for like nighttime or if I'm feeling like really fancy that day. But it's a really good drugstore mascara, and I really like using it. So I like to kind of start at the root of my lashes and wiggle up, and then once I've got enough product on my lashes and got them all separated out nicely, I like to kind of blink on the brush as well, just to give them a bit more length and uplift. I don't curl my lashes because I hate the sensation. I really don't like doing it, and again, it's something that I just don't feel like I have time for anymore. So that's my eyes finished, and then it's just deciding on my lips. I have like a few go-tos that I really enjoy, but I think I'm gonna go for a NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream today, and my two faves at the moment are Zurich and Stockholm. Stockholm's slightly more peachy and Zurich is more pinky, but they're both quite similar, and I think really don't know which one to go for. I think I'm gonna go for Stockholm. We'll see, we'll have a look. So sometimes with the soft matte lip creams I might go over with like a little bit of gloss if I fancy like a glossier lip that day, but the colours are really nice, and they're so affordable as well. You can get them from loads of different places. But what I'm going to go and do now is sort my hair out, because I washed it this morning but I didn't even get a chance to dry it, so it's in a bun and it's still damp. So I'm going to go and sort that out, and then I will come and show you the finished look at the end. So with my hair, all I do is I run through the ends with a bit of my Alpha Path hair oil. Then I just give it a good old brush with my Tangle Tamer Ultra, and then I'm just going to give it a quick blow dry with my trusty old hairdryer, and then I'm just going to put my normal curls in. So that is my finished look for today. This is kind of the makeup that I do when my day's going alright. Sometimes my hair will be like in a bun, or it'll be straight, or it'll be like second or third day hair, and I'm just trying to make the curls last for as long as they can. Other times I barely wear any makeup, and I'm okay with that, and you should be okay with that too. So if you're watching this like, God no, I don't do this every single day, but yeah, it makes me feel better anyway, and I can now film some videos and not look like a toe, so that's good. But I hope you enjoyed this video anyway, and maybe it gave you some product recommendations or something like that, or it just passed a bit of time. But have a lovely day whatever you're up to, and I will hopefully see you next time. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.